time on Benidorm Forever, we're going to see more of our resort as it continues to reopen, and we'll be talking to a couple of people currently out of work as a direct result of the lockdown. Hello, my name's Michele Baker and I'm the owner and editor of Benidorm's favourite free read, the Round Town Times. I've lived near Benidorm for 37 years, since the early 80s. I've been to school, got married, had my children here, and I've spent the last 22 years telling holidaymakers through the pages of our free newspaper how to have the best time in Benidorm. But with no tourists here right now, I'm on a mission to keep you in touch with our resort through these videos, so that when the time's right, you'll choose Benidorm for your next holiday. Today, we're going to see what else has opened over the last week, but before that, let's just recap on our story so far. Benidorm, a pleasure playground for millions of people for more than 6 decades, closed its doors back in March in an attempt to protect the resort from the spread of coronavirus. But with only 4 hours notice, more than 1,000 bars were instructed to call time at midnight, and over the next few days the hotels were emptied, the tourists sent home, the beach was closed and the streets became silent. Now, 10 weeks later, the resort is just starting to reopen. Spain has a 4-phase plan to help the nation return to normal as safely as possible. So last week we moved into phase 1, and this allows bars with a terrace to open all day until 11 o'clock at night, but they can only use half of the terrace space and none of the inside. Shops that are under 400 metres can also open, and hairdressers too. Of course, everyone has to maintain the social distancing at all times, that's 2 metres apart. Hands must be sanitised when you go into a bar or a shop, and just yesterday it became obligatory to wear a mask in public places. But the beach and playgrounds are still strictly off limits, the hotels are still closed, there's just a handful of flights every week, but only for residents, not tourists yet, and the Spanish borders are still closed. But at least it's a start. On the first day the bars opened, it was a bit wild as everyone was so happy to be out, which is understandable, but things are now much more under control and the bars have terraces cordoned off so that they can control the amount of people that come in and out and make sure everyone is taking the necessary sanitary precautions. But as exciting as it is that a few of the bars are now open again, the biggest, most worrying concern for everyone, of course, is the lack of tourists. It takes an army of staff to run this town, but without holidaymakers, there are literally thousands of people out of work. Today we're going to meet just 2 of them, each with completely different stories to tell, because that is the beauty of Benidorm, it's a melting pot of personalities. Meet 47-year-old Tracy. She's originally from Bromsgrove. She's a regular visitor to Benidorm, and Tracy arrived in Benidorm to start her new life in the sun in January, full of hopes and dreams.
I wanted to live in Benidorm, and it's been my dream for years, and it was always a risk at my age with my lack of transferable skills, but it's just what I've always wanted to do. It was brought forward because of Brexit. I was due to come over next year, but I needed to come over early. I was so determined it was going to work. Whatever happened, it was going to work for me. I was so positive that I was going to be able to get a job and meet friends here and build a life. I got a job in a bar, which was a dream come true for me. It's a job that I've never done before. Never worked in a bar, so having to learn everything from scratch. It was hard, but it was part of my dream, and it was allowing me to live in Benidorm, which is what I've always wanted to do. I just managed to get it so that I was in a position to pay my rent and to begin to enjoy my life, and then obviously what happened, lockdown. Always been busy, and then suddenly I'm stuck in my apartment. I just moved in, so I hadn't had time to arrange to get a television. I'd got no Wi-Fi, I'd got no music, no radio. I'd got about 10 books that I'd already read, so I had to read them again and again and again. I didn't have a balcony, so there was no outside space, so it was It was really tough. Be cut off completely was the worst thing that I could imagine. My mum wanted to call me, but I couldn't bear it. I couldn't. As soon as I got any sympathy from anyone, especially my family, it just broke me up. The thing that touched me most, lovely lady who actually offered to send me some money so that I could buy food, which is so kind from a stranger. And another lady who actually sent me a parcel with a little puzzle book and some playing cards and a little card to say that, you know, she hopes I'm okay.
So does Tracy regret having made the decision to stay in Benidorm throughout this long lockdown?
I don't regret staying here. My mum wanted me to leave immediately and go home, but I couldn't do that. As much as it's been awful, I don't regret being here. This is where my life's going to be now. I need to get a job. I need to get my life back on track. I haven't been able to pay rent last month. I can't pay rent next month. I need to earn money. I'm going to ask as many people as I can to see if they've got any jobs available. I'm going to work as hard as I can to get back on my feet. I've just been into Stars Bar just to ask them if they've got any jobs available. She's taken my number. She's said she'll definitely let me know if anything comes up there or if she hears of anything anywhere else. So that's good news.
There are plenty of bars in Benidorm. The trouble is there's not many open at the moment. We wish Tracy good luck and we'll let you know how she gets on. With an entirely different story to share is 53-year-old Nikki, who lives in the town of Alfaz del Pi, just a few minutes inland from Benidorm. She's a single mum to 2 teenage daughters, and Nikki has worked in Benidorm for the past 32 years.
Wow, I came out here nearly 32 years ago as a mere Portland representative working for Thompson Holidays. I love Benidorm. I work at the Sandals Monaco Hotel in Benidorm. It's an all-inclusive hotel and it's fantastic. It's 4-star, a little bit more than a 4-star. Everybody loves the place. We get lots of repeat customers.
And with the hotel full as the lockdown approached, how does Nikki remember that time?
It was quite scary, but we managed to get over it very, very efficiently. All the clients were really well informed. They took it really well. I think everyone understood, you know, the importance of everything that was going on. So we had to clear the hotel, obviously, in a few days, but it worked out really well.
So with work on hold for the moment, has Nikki enjoyed her time in lockdown?
I personally have benefited from the lockdown. I really have, because you know I'm a single mum and bringing up 2 children. I've got my house and I've got my dogs. I've got quite a busy lifestyle. So this to me, I have benefited from it. I can absolutely say yes on that one. I've managed to relax. I've managed to do all the jobs that I've wanted to do for so long now. Have a good clear out. And it's, as you've seen for yourself, it's getting nicely spruced up. I have enjoyed the children, definitely, because you know what they're like. They want to go out all the time, and obviously they've had to stay indoors now. So we've actually made use of the house. We've got a lovely pool. They've been swimming every day. We've been doing agua gym. Overall, I can say it's in my point of view, from my point of view, it's been very, very positive for the lockdown.
So does Nikki have any idea when the hotel she works in is going to reopen?
We don't know when we're going back to work at the moment. We are hoping maybe July, but obviously it's all really up in the air at the moment. I don't think anybody really knows what's going on because everything changes from one day to the next. I really do miss, you know, Juan making the paella. We have over 500 guests and I really can't wait for everyone to come back and everything to get back to normal again. I really enjoy my customers. We have a great laugh every single day. It's lovely seeing them every day. They always tell me what they've been doing the night before. You know, they're always drinking and having fun and eating loads, and it's brilliant, it's great. So I think really our safety is obviously more important than rushing back and doing things wrongly.
It's the guessing game that's so worrying for the locals. On one hand, it's so exciting when you see there's a new bar or another shop that you love that's just reopened, but it's also very, very worrying. We all know Benidorm cannot survive on the locals alone. We desperately need the tourists if we don't want to fall into economic disaster. Next time we'll show you lots more of the places that you know and miss, and we'll be talking to one of the resort's best known entertainers, plus some of the bar owners to see how they're getting on. And we'll also catch up with the wonderful job being done by the food bank, now feeding 80 families in Benidorm. We hope you enjoyed our video. Feel free to comment on the places you miss in Benidorm and we'll try and include them. And if you're open, tell us, get in touch and we'll come and film you. Please like, share and follow our journey. Thank you.